Good morning. Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Hobart, where we strive to put love at the center of how we show up in the world. I'm Rachel Kay, your worship associate this morning. Welcome to you, old friends and new, young and old. You are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. Today, the worship service will be led by our minister, Reverend Cathy Harrington. Since not everyone can attend in person, we're streaming the worship service online, and we extend a special welcome to all who are joining us virtually. The joys and sorrows portion of our service, however, is private, and we will temporarily pause the stream for that. Other than that, the worship service is being recorded and will be available for future viewing on our website. Another way that we walk together is by joining together for fun and fellowship. And so, this is the last week before trunk or treat. We're asking everyone to drop off any candy, donations by the office by the end of this week, so we're ready for next week's event. Individually wrapped candy's perfect, big bags are welcomed. And like I said, the trunk or treat is next Sunday, October 19th from 1 to 3, right here. And come enjoy decorated trunks, candy, and fun activities for the whole family. It's free admission. Costumes are encouraged. So do that. Then join us on Tuesday, October 29th at 6 p.m. Oh, Wednesday? Okay, Wednesday. Whatever, 29th. Look on your calendar. And that'll be the paint night. And bring your own beverage, and there'll be snacks, lemonade, water available. All proceeds go, it's $35 a person. Proceeds are going to support the Lake Shore Public Media, and so helping keep PBS programming strong in the community. And any other questions?
Add on to your trunk or treat, we do need more participants for the trunk or treat, so please find it in your hearts, decorate your trunks or not, stop it with some treats of some kind, toys, candy, whatever, and join us, because it was a fantastic turnout last year, and we anticipated being at least as many people.
Oh, wonderful. Okie dokie. A couple.
Okay, I just want to make sure you had the one about the diaper drive.
A what? No. Oh, the diaper drive. Oh, today, bagging. Yeah. That was at the end. Okay. Today at 2 o'clock we'll be members of Trinity United Methodist and New Day churches from Hobart are going to be here to do bagging of the diapers for the brickies for the Start Hobart Emergency Diaper Fund. And we'll share potluck snacks with them. And so please consider staying and getting to know our neighbors. And Terry has a live announcement. And we, oh.
Good morning. Good morning, good hearts. Good morning. So, what I want to talk about is
Terry,
you can't.
Yeah.
online can hear you also.
Oh, yeah. Come on up.
I'll close my eyes. I'll put my sunglasses on. Anyway, I've gotten involved with the Stop the Data Center campaign here in Hobart. It is extremely important that we regionally pay attention to this. You know, recently Valparaiso, Burns Harbor, and Chesterton defeated that project. And Indianapolis has defeated it as well as other counties across Indiana. Hobart intends to allow for not just one data center to be built, but 6 data centers to be built, all on a huge campus that starts at 61st in Colorado to 69th. The city council has approved the rezone for them, but no other steps have been taken yet. So we really need to mount a strong pushback to the city around this issue. There will be a demonstration, a protest in front of City Hall this coming Wednesday at 5 o'clock. The city council meeting starts at 6, and everyone's welcome to attend. It's wide open. So I really would urge you to pay attention to this emerging issue. I'm not anti-technology by any means. I want responsible technology. And there are issues attached to the new data centers, which includes increasing electricity bills, which will be passed on to us, water bills, which would be passed on to us. They tap into tap water for the system. So what you drink is what they're going to use. Think about that. Think about that. It creates noise, 24 hours a day, drowns out bird songs, and it emits huge amounts of light. So just please pay attention. And if you can come to the protest, please do that. There'll be plenty of other people to talk to, and you can meet some of the people who are organizing this for this area and for the region. So thank you, that's my announcement.
Wednesday at 5?
5 o'clock, yes, front of City Hall. Thank you.
And then next Sunday is our annual chili cook-off. Yay! November 2nd, isn't that? Oh, it's not next Sunday. I give up. That's what I get for reading. Duh. Oh, yeah, November 2nd, okay. But it is on a Sunday, right after the service. And it's $5, bottomless bowl. You know what to do. Come here and be hungry. The Spark, if you want to know what's going on, sign up and you'll get the Spark on your email. And that'll tell you what's going on, the upcoming events. Okay. So, we did this wrong. And now, please take a moment to greet your neighbors by waving your hands and letting your smiles warmth bridge the distance between us. Say hello to someone you don't know. All right. Oh, yeah. And now please turn off or silence your devices, and as you do so, allow yourself to enter sacred time together. Please take a deep breath, and another, and join in the spirit of reverence.
Good morning. Each week during our Sunday service, we join in reciting the words of affirmation printed in your order of service and on our screen. Please join me. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament. Service is its prayer. And this is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of Unitarian Universalism. It suggests the transformations that take place when we are held within religious community. When we light the chalice in worship, we illuminate a world that we feel called upon to serve with love and a sense of justice. Please join us in lighting our chalice by reading together the words on the screen and in the order of your service. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts. Our quest for truth and meaning, celebration of life we share together. Whew. And now, let's sing the doxology.
It's good to be together again. The opening words I chose this morning are by Sharon Wiley. It has been said that ministers are here to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. May our time together this morning be a comfort and a confrontation. May we find here peace in times of tumult. May we find tumult into lives of peace. May here we find calm in the time of restlessness, and may we allow restlessness to evolve into action. Let this be the place you consider what you've never considered. Let this be the place you imagine for yourself something new and unthinkable. May this hour bring dreams of new ways of being in the world. Come, let us worship together. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing hymn number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in a holy place,
time for the story for all ages. This is not a banned book, but it would be if it was still in print, I believe, Sandy. Because this is animals talking and doing. Clancy the Courageous Cow. Clancy was born on a stormy day, a day of great disappointment to his parents. You see, they belonged to a herd of belted Galloways, but Clancy was born without a belt. He was beltless. As Clancy grew up, all the other cows treated him like an outcast. Imagine being beltless. Clancy tried hard to give himself a belt. He rolled in the snow, but it soon melted off. He tied a bandage around his middle, but it gave him a tummy ache. He sprinkled sugar on his coat, but the ants drove him crazy. He even painted a white strip around himself. Okay, we're behind. Oh, there we are. Okay, one more. He even painted a white strip around himself, but it washed off in the rain. There we go. Clancy was different, and nothing could be done about it. Nevertheless, his parents loved him dearly. The belted Galloways lived on poor grass. They were all skinny. The field next to them was full of rich grass and fat Herefords. The Herefords held the grazing rights to their field since they'd won the cow wrestling contest, which was held once a year. The belted Galloways were trapped in a vicious cycle. The Herefords grew big and strong on the rich grass, so they always, of course, won the contest. And this gave them grazing rights year after year. Some nights, the belted Galloways tried to sneak into the Herefords' field to graze, but their white belts always glowed in the dark and gave them away, and they were run off. One night, Clancy slipped into the Herefords' field to try his luck, and nobody chased him away because he was invisible in the dark. Ooh. And so the next night, as Clancy grazed, he bumped into another cow. "Who is that?" asked Clancy. "I am Helga," answered the cow. "I am a totally brown Hereford." And like Clancy, Helga had always been picked on because she was different. So, of course, Clancy and Helga hit it off immediately and grazed together every night. At first, only Clancy's mom and dad noticed how big he was getting. Then one day he bumped into the president of the belted Galloways and sent her flying. She started to bawl him out, and then she stopped in amazement. Clancy was enormous. Surely a cow as big as this could win the cow wrestling contest. Make us proud, Clancy. The very important belted Galloways decided that being beltless was not such a bad thing after all, and Clancy would represent the herd at the competition. Several wrestlers trained Clancy and taught him their favorite holds and maneuvers. The cod cruncher, the hind quarter drop, and the ruminator. The helicopter, the cow whisperer, and the windmill. On the day of the match, Clancy pinned his opponent in record time and won the contest. Yay! We have a new champion. So now it was time for the belted Galloways to enjoy the rich grass, and they began to chase the Herefords out of the field. And suddenly, Clancy, a voice rose out, and it was Clancy, and he said, "Stop." Helga stood next to Clancy. "This situation has gone on far too long," said Clancy. "Black, white, or brown, we are all cows. I say we pull the fences down and be cows together." And after a little while, the belted Galloways and the Herefords began to get along very well. And there was plenty of grass for everybody. And Clanga was born on a sunny day, a day of great joy to her parents. And that's the story, yay! Okay, you're up.
Oh my God, that was so cute. Anyway, okay, now the offering. Each week we share a portion of our Sunday offering with a social justice cause outside of church. This month we are sharing Loose Change for Social Change offering with Christmas family giving. And donations in the baskets will go to sustaining the mission of our congregation, and donations in the cups goes to support the Christmas family giving. And for those of us not with us in person today, there's an online link for both one-time and regular donations. And for volunteers, the baskets goes to the church and the cups goes to them. And there we go. For your prayers, your presence, your service, and your gifts, we are truly thankful.
In the center of our service and in the center of our lives, let us pause to honor the silences of the world. Let us open our hearts to the place of quiet, to the silent prayer for the healing of pain, and the soft, gentle coming of love. We pause this morning from the chaos of the world to reclaim the beauty inside these walls that carry us through the week. Please join me in a moment of silence and reverence. I invite you now to come forward to light a candle of memory or hope, or just sit quietly as the music holds you in a meditative space. More. Oops. Put that in the, oh. People need to put. Oh, no, don't burn yourself.
Plastic and melt for burns.
Thanks. Okay, you're up.
You are now invited to briefly share a private joy or sorrow, to hold them together so that the lightness of our joys lifts us up and so that the heaviness of our sorrows feels easier to bear. In a moment, Roz will come around the room with a microphone so that anyone who wishes can, to share a joy or sorrow can do so. And when she comes to you, please share your name.
sanctuaries of your heart. May we continue to weave the fabric of this community into ever more beautiful patterns. The breath of nature is upon us. The spirit of life is within us, and the community of love is around us. May it be so. Please stay seated and join me in singing the centering hymn, number 352, Find a Stillness.
And our reading is a parable about repairing the world from Paulo Coelho's collection of stories in Like a Flowing River. A father was trying to read the newspaper, but his little son kept pestering him. Finally, the father grew tired of this, and tearing a page from the newspaper, one that bore a map of the world, he cut it into several pieces and handed it to his son. Right, now you've got something to do. I've given you a map of the world, and I want you to see if you can put it back together correctly. He resumed his reading, knowing that the task would keep the child occupied for the rest of the day. However, a quarter of an hour later, the boy returned with the map. "Has your mother been teaching you geography?" asked the father in astonishment. "I don't even know what that is," replied the boy. But there was a photo of a man on the other side of the page, so I put the man back together and found I'd put the world back together too. So the meaning of the parable is, instead of trying to change the world or leave a lasting legacy, focus on just one person at a time. Start with yourself, then help other individual persons as well. The world is too big to fix all at once, but if we put ourselves back together first, we are well on our way to knowing how to heal the world as well. I invite you to reflect on these questions. Number 1, in what ways is the world broken today? 2, instead of focusing on the magnitude of all those problems, what can we fix about ourselves first? And 3, whose lives and brokenness can we help repair with compassion and love?
Well, I was writing this sermon last January. It was before Inauguration Day, and we were all anticipating how bad things might be. While multiple fires raged in Los Angeles, and former President Jimmy Carter was being laid to rest after a lifetime of service to the world. Carter believed we must adjust to changing times while still holding on to unchanging principles. David Smith for The Guardian wrote this about President Carter: When a group of dignitaries and journalists made a rare foray to the roof of the White House, Jimmy Carter had something to show them: 32 solar water heating panels. A generation from now, Carter declared, this solar heater can either be a curiosity, a museum piece, an example of a road not taken, or it can be just a small part of one of the greatest and most exciting adventures ever undertaken by the American people. What happened next is the stuff of tragic what-ifs and what might have been. It did become a curiosity, a museum piece, and it certainly is an example of a road not taken. President Carter, he was prescient that we were at the fork in the road, but we didn't take it. And after a record number of environmental protections instituted by Carter, he commissioned the Global 2000 report, which warned the large-scale burning of oil, coal, and other fossil fuels could lead to widespread and pervasive changes in our global climate, in our economy, in our social and agricultural patterns. Urging immediate action, the report recommended that industrialized nations agree on the safe maximum level of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. Had he been reelected, he might well have acted. But Reagan shunned the issue, and the fossil fuel industry started spending tens of millions of dollars to sow doubt about climate science. This is where we find ourselves. It is what is. So who do we choose to be in times such as this? The rapid disintegration of our democracy happening right before our eyes. Margaret Wheatley, who wrote the book, Who Do We Choose to Be?, suggests that we can waste our energy on anger, blame, and despair, or we can choose to become warriors of the human spirit, responding to the needs of our community as they arise with love, compassion, and creativity, right here and right now. Margaret Wheatley is a writer, teacher, speaker, and organizational consultant whose work focuses on training leaders who can step up to guide us in building new systems based on shared values, instead of trying to reform the destructive and corrupted systems that currently threaten life on our planet. When I chose to read and reflect on her book, Who Do We Choose to Be?, I found it wasn't what I expected at all. It was a disturbing read. Wheatley doesn't mince words about the state of the world. Her book is dedicated to Pema Chodron, a Buddhist nun with whom Wheatley studied and taught. The essence of the subtitle, Facing Reality, Claiming Leadership and Restoring Sanity, is about deeply tuning in to what is so and not turning away. Being with the things as they truly are and taking a deep breath, which I just did. It's a difficult task. And her words, she wrote this book in 2017, but now we are in 2025. And it's more urgent than ever. One reviewer wrote about her book, readers will find the book deeply distressing, but what the reader is left with more than pain is the powerful experience of hearing the truth. In today's world of fake news, it is extremely empowering to have someone say out loud what we can feel is happening. And it's only from there that we can decide who we choose to be. And throughout her 50 years of research and global work experience on every continent, Wheatley's message began to evolve, and at the forefront of that change was climate. We can't fix it, she said, but we can choose how to respond by creating islands of sanity, sanctuaries of possibility, and becoming warriors for the human spirit with joy as our companion. So she says that we are, as of 2017, in the age of threat, where forces of harm and destruction that have been set in motion by decades of denial, ignorance, greed, oppression, and indifference cannot be stopped. She warned that there is pain involved in seeing clearly, but we must have the courage to stay the path and not succumb to the despair that leads us into retreating into self-protection, which is something that I personally am noticing about myself. Turning off the news, watching BritBox instead. In today's political and ecological landscape, in the age of threat, when everything we encounter intensifies fear and anger, in survival mode, we flee from one another. We abandon the values we held together, withdraw from ideas and practices that encouraged inclusion and created trusted leaders. And what's most harmful is we stop believing in one another. She writes, the clear transmission of facts and evidence become irrelevant in the hyper-emotional space of social media. Facts come from a world external to ourselves, namely reality. That's the whole point. But in the social media world, facts are either meaningless or threatening to the self that we're constructing and protecting. The world can't help but degrade into it's all about me. Deluged with information filtered through the lens of popular self, our internal monitoring causes the larger world to shrink. Did the news make me feel bad? Turn it off. Did that comment upset me? Blast the messenger. Did that criticism hurt me? Get depressed or strike back. This is the tragedy of self-reference. And instead of responding to information from the external environment to create an orderly system of relationships, the narrow band of information creates isolation, stress, and self-defense. So yes, we need to turn off the news. Yes, we cannot have it on 24/7 and let it just swim over us, into us. But Wheatley says the energy now spent on self-protection can be converted into positive energy if we're willing to encounter reality and seeing it clearly. Facing reality is an empowering act. It can liberate our mind and our heart to discern how best to use our power and influence in service for this time. She says we must let go of our old maps because the world has changed so dramatically, the old maps are useless. And when she wrote about hope as an ambush, referring to it as hopium, I was surprised and almost threw the book across the room. Because I've been preaching about hope throughout my entire career. They say a minister has one sermon in them, and mine is always, I thought, about hope. It's essential to my own survival. But I understood after she explained further, the word hope is much like the word God, in that it means so many different things to different people. She quotes Hannah Arendt, who insists that hope is harmful. Arendt said that it is holding on to hope that rendered so many people helpless. It was hope that destroyed humanity by turning people away from the world in front of them. It was hope that prevented people from acting courageously in dark times. Wheatley rejects that kind of hope that leads to disappointment. She instead leans into Václav Havel's definition of hope that says we don't hold expectations of success, but instead the conviction that hopes make sense regardless of how it turns out. It's essential that we hope. Martin Luther's most famous quote is, "Even if I knew tomorrow the world would go to pieces, I would still plant my apple tree." And so the legacy, the meaning of the parable about the boy repairing the world, instead of trying to leave a lasting legacy, we focus on now and where we are. Wheatley says we need to create islands of sanity where we ask those questions. Whose lives and brokenness can we help repair? She says we create islands of sanity that sets itself apart from the destructive dynamics, policies and behaviors that are afflicting people on the mainland. We do not withdraw. We don't seek self-protection, but we commit to creating a community where generosity, creativity, and kindness are the norm, and what we expect from each other and easily offer in return. She says these qualities are natural to the human spirit, but our current culture has normalized greed, aggression, and life-destroying behaviors. As I read this book, I realized this church and other UU congregations are islands of sanity, held together not by a set of beliefs to which we adhere, but bound together by a covenant, which is similar to how Wheatley describes intentional communities of sanity. The role of the community, the island of sanity, is to nurture the human spirit and awaken generosity, kindness, creativity, and commitment to form healthy community to do meaningful work. Change always involves a dark night when everything falls apart. Folks, I think we are there right now in this dark night. Yet if this period of dissolution is used to create new meaning, then chaos ends and a new order emerges. We cannot fix the entire world, but we can help people, animals, and the environment within our reach. She also points out that the universal solutions for the challenges of poverty, community health, and ecological sustainability have proven woefully insufficient. Most have failed, creating terrible and unintended consequences. What does succeed is engaging communities at local levels, led by life-affirming leaders. People identify the issues they care most about, get engaged, and get creative. So what is possible when we choose to dedicate ourselves to everything within our power to awaken the human spirit? Restoring sanity is hard work, but it's the only work worth doing. Sanity is having an honest relationship with reality. It is seeing clearly, free of filters, judgments, and biases, free of blame. When we see what's happening, we can discern what action can be useful. Sanity creates possibility. So Wheatley has an institute in Berkeley. It's called Berkana Institute, and they actually train people to become warriors of the human spirit. Who is a warrior? People who focus their lives and work on making a difference. They respond to a sense of service that gives meaning to their lives beyond the definitions of happiness and self-satisfaction. They are of all ages, all faiths, professions, and cultures. So the Berkana Institute says their philosophy is this: relationships are all that is. Healthy change requires respect for and full engagement with people, and community is the most effective locus of change. Whatever the problem, community is the answer. And a leader is anyone, all of you, who are willing to become engaged. But grace and joy will be present, even amidst the sorrows. So you beloved communities are, at their best, islands of sanity, nurturing and midwifing warriors of the human spirit. At their worst, they can become insular and self-righteous and doing charity, but not working as with and for communities of people that we don't necessarily agree with. Like Clancy, the courageous cow. He put a stop to the division that kept those people unequal. Those cows. Okay, so we are all leaders when we say yes to living our values with curiosity, dedication, and motivated to make a difference in the world. There is no power for change greater then a community discovering what it cares about. This is our charge. So we're having a appreciative inquiry session on November 1st with Barbara Child, and the whole idea is I want to learn about who you are and find that focus on what you care about most. And then we can begin to create new ways to change the structures and the systems that haven't been working. So this is our charge. Focus on serving others, no matter what's going on around us. So Jimmy Carter said, we must adjust to changing times and hold to unchanging principles. I loved that man so much. My heart broke. I mean, he couldn't live to be 200, so we had to let him go. But he said this, I have one life and one chance to make it count for something. I'm free to choose that something. We are free to choose what we as a community will do. Use our power. So he says for him that something he chose was his faith. And his faith demanded him to do whatever he can, wherever he can, whenever he can, and for as long as he can, with whatever he had. And so I feel the same. So that's what I choose to be. I choose to follow in his footsteps, to do whatever I can, wherever I can, whatever I can, whenever I can, with you, with all of you. So I know this seemed kind of like a depressing sermon, and I apologize for that. But I do believe that Margaret Wheatley is right, that we have to be an island of sanity where we are really facing reality and not tuning out as much as we want to. When we tune out, let's get together and share our joy. Let's share some of these lovely, wonderful celebrations we have. I'm a firm believer in celebrating whenever you can. So trunk or treat is a celebration, and it's a wonderful way for us to engage in this community and let them know who we are as a church and as people. Thank you. Oh, we're going to sing. Please rise in body or spirit and sing hymn number 1012 in your teal hymnal, When I Am Frightened.
When
reciting the words by Elizabeth Sella Jones on the screen and in your order of service to accompany our extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of communion,
and the
fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Yay! I love to celebrate in any way possible, right? No, okay. The benediction I chose is from the Reverend Scott Taylor, who is the co-founder, the founder of the Soul Matters themes. When the winds on your path begin to swirl, may you find your breath. May you remember and return to that still point inside that is always waiting to welcome you home. And from that place of empowering peace, may you be an anchor of calm for those who need it as much as you. May it be so. Blessed be. I'm smelling something really delicious being baked out there. Please join us for fellowship and friendship in the parish hall.